Hello, once again. My name is Justin. You are welcome to this short episode of teaching, learning, and then exaltation. I want to talk about covenant. What is a covenant? Covenant is a binding agreement between two people, and it transcends the physical realm into spiritual realm. So usually covenants take place between two things. So it can be two entities or two human beings, or a human being and an entity. So I know most of us, especially those of us who have an African background or are a bit religious, I've heard about covenants between lovers. So some of them do a middle prick and then they join together and then they make some declarations and then some utterances. And ultimately, they end with curses or consequences that will befall any of them in case they should flout the covenant. Yes, that is the basic understanding of what covenant is. And usually, covenant is embedded in blood. So there cannot be a proper or a powerful covenant without blood. So most of our other people who are not Christians or they are traditionalists or spiritualists usually revise or enter covenant with other entities, principalities, spirit demons, using blood. And most of the time they use the blood of animals. And for some who are so wicked, those people exist. They go ahead to use actual human blood, which is very diabolical, and it goes into very deeper spiritual consequences. But then let me share some small light on what a covenant between a human and God, Elohim, is all about. So covenant between a man. Now there was a covenant in the olden days, in the time of the Old Testament, but that covenant has been renewed through Jesus Christ shedding his blood on the cross for us. So there's a new covenant. Now the Bible says in Leviticus 17 verse 11, says the life of the flesh is in the blood. The life of the flesh is in the blood. Let's go to Genesis 4:10. You will remember that Cain killed his brother Abel. And the Bible said that there is life in the blood. And the life that is in the flesh is in the blood. And in Genesis 4:10, we see that God was speaking to Cain. So what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is calling to me. So blood carries life. And the life the blood carries is what empowers the flesh. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that the blood has a voice. Blood has a voice. Blood has a voice. And we see this covenant springing up in Matthew 26:26 when Jesus was instituting the principle of the communion. Now, it said, whilst the disciples were eating, he took up bread, gave thanks, broke it to them, and said, This is my flesh. This is my flesh. Eat, all of you. And then he took cup and he said, This is my blood. After giving thanks, he said, This is my blood. And then drink it, all of you. This is my blood of the new covenant. So the covenant that we have between God and us is written in blood, and it's written in the blood of Jesus. I always say that this covenant is a blood letter. It's a blood letter that was signed, and that blood letter was signed in exchange of life. We were taking Christ's life and laying down any kind of death, sickness, distraction, trauma, all that. Why is the covenant so important? The covenant is very important because it is a binding deal between us and God, etched in the blood of Christ. Therefore, anytime we go for the communion, it's one of the most powerful rituals we can ever do as Christians. Know that that blood of Jesus has been used as a price to pay for whatever consequence of sin that you may have committed. I want to encourage you that there is a covenant over you. If you are not aware, believer, there is a covenant written in blood, Jesus Christ's blood, and it is binding because the one behind the covenant is faithful and doesn't break his word. He will not bend or turn for anyone. And the covenant is a covenant of life for you. Life and prosperity. Life with all its fullness. Life with all its glory. Life with all its strength, happiness, joy for you. Therefore, anytime you are down or encounter a drastic, life-threatening situation or problem, you gotta go to the communion and lift up the blood of Jesus and tell God that this is the covenant we have signed, and He must respond. God is a covenant-keeping God, and He will not stay away long and let His covenant go without power. I hope you've been blessed watching this, and I hope you've been encouraged. I want to issue a small assignment. Study more about the covenant you have with God. Know what it entails. Know what it requires you to do. Know what it is all about. And anytime you are faced with any warfare, lift up the precious blood of Jesus and use it as your arsenal. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. God bless you. See you another time. Bye.